I'm gonna have to go with Wondersmith by Jessica Townsend. This is not the right book. Good job, Cassera. Hey guys, it's Cassera, and today I'm gonna be doing the Game of Thrones book tag. So excited for the new season of Game of Thrones coming out next month. So excited to finally get to see that season, finally get the ending. So I really wanted to do this tag, and I saw Holly from Harley Hearts Books do this tag recently, so I just decided to go ahead and do it. So this tag is based off of the houses in Westeros. From the original tag, there were a few houses missing, and Holly, in her video, she added a few houses to hers, so I'm gonna be doing the original tag as well as some of her add-ons. And then there was another house that I felt like that was missing from even the extended list, so I decided to add another house myself. I'm pretty excited for this one because this is a fun tag, so let's just get into it. So the first one is House Lannister, Hear Me Roar. Name a book that you originally loved, but upon reread you realize wasn't so great. So this one's probably gonna be a surprise to you guys, but literally only one book popped into mind when I heard this, and that is The Well of Ascension by Brandon Sanderson. This is the second book in the Mistborn trilogy, and the first time around that I read the Mistborn trilogy, I absolutely loved the trilogy. I loved everything about it. There's not one part of the story that I didn't like. And then I reread them, and I still liked the first book, but I was so let down by the second book. I just felt like it was so slow. The first time around, I didn't feel that way. I felt like it was fast. I felt like it was really good. But the second time around, I just really didn't like it, and that made me really sad because I wanted to like it so much. So the next prompt is House Stark, Winter is Coming. Name your most anticipated release. Can I say The Winds of Winter? Because it definitely is my most anticipated release, even though we don't have a release date yet. If we're talking about releases for this year though, I'm probably have to go with either Holy Sister by Mark Lawrence, which I haven't read the second book in that series yet, but I'm definitely getting to the second book soon, hopefully, or The Dragon Republic by R.F. Kuang. Poppy War, one of my favorite books from last year, so I'm definitely excited to continue on with that series. The next one is House Targaryen, Fire and Blood. Name a book that you feel completely slayed in plot, pacing, and character. For this one, I'm gonna have to go with Wondersmith by Jessica Townsend. I loved this book so much when I read it. Like, I did not want to stop reading it because it's fast paced. I love the characters. The world building is fantastic, and I absolutely love the plot of this book. It was so good, and I want to reread it. I probably will reread it because next month is the BookTube SFF Award read along for this one, and I've already read it obviously, but I might reread it for the read along. So yeah, I think definitely slayed. Even if it's a middle grade series, it could still slay, right? Next is House Baratheon, Ours is the Fury. Name a book that ended in a cliffhanger that genuinely pissed you off. So I generally don't get angry about cliffhangers. I actually generally like cliffhangers, but there is one in particular that did get me really angry, and that's A Dance with Dragons by George R.R. Martin. Because there are some characters in peril at the end of this book. I knew we weren't gonna get the answers to these cliffhangers for a really long time. Like, this book came out in 2011. We don't have a release for it yet. And with George R.R. Martin's writing style, anything can happen. Like, these characters really could be dead. Like, there's no such thing as plot armor. I mean, yes, there kind of is. But with George, you really never know. So yeah, this one really made me angry because we didn't know when we'd get the next book. And yes, we've gotten the show and we know what happens in the show, but there are some plot cliffhangers in this one that are not in the show. Like, there's one cliffhanger in particular I know everyone knows about, but there are like 2 or 3 other ones in this book I'm still waiting for the answer to, and it's been like 8 years now. So yeah, this one genuinely made me angry. If you're gonna wait that long between books, don't end it on a cliffhanger. Just no. The next is House Martell, Unbowed, Unbent, Unbroken. Name a book or series that has been on your TBR since the dawn of time. And for me, that has to be The Girl with the Dragon Tattoo by Stieg Larsson. I've wanted to read these books since high school. Like, literally since before I read the Song of Ice and Fire series, which I started in 2010, I've wanted to read these books, and I still haven't read them. I don't know why, I just haven't gotten to them, and I've bought them in 2011. So I've had these books on my shelves for 8 years, and I haven't read them yet. So yeah, definitely been on my TBR the longest of all the books that I have. The next is House Bolton, Our Blades Are Sharp. Name the most graphic or disturbing book that you've read. And for that, I'm gonna have to go with Black Leopard, Red Wolf by Marlon James. I listened to the audiobook of it, which probably maybe was not the best way to go with this book because it's so graphic. The audiobook actually is really good though otherwise. But yeah, there's a lot of a lot of graphic scenes in this book that after a while you just kind of get desensitized to what's going on in the book. So yeah, that's probably the most graphic book that I've ever read. The next is House Tyrell, Growing Stronger. Name a book or series that gets better with every reread. Can I say Harry Potter? It's like one of the only series that I actually reread. Actually, no, I do have another one for this. The Underland Chronicles by Suzanne Collins. I absolutely love this series. It's one of the few series that from my childhood that I consistently reread like every year, and I just adore it every time. I love it even more every time that I reread it. So definitely a great one. If you haven't read this and you like middle grade, highly recommend the Underland Chronicles. Okay, so now we're moving on to the prompts that Holly added to the tag. So the first one is House Tully, Family, Duty, Honor. Name a character that you would trust to have your back. And for me, I'm gonna have to go with Samwise Gamgee from The Lord of the Rings. I recently finished The Two Towers, and I finally understand why people love Samwise so much. I absolutely love him in this series. His friendship with Frodo is just fantastic, and he always has Frodo's back, and I just can't wait to read the next book. The next one is House Greyjoy, We Do Not Sow. Name a character that is great at manipulating others. And for that one, I'm gonna go to the Lives of Traitors trilogy by Robin Hobb. And for this one, I actually have two characters. The first one is Malta Vesroot. She is so good at manipulating the people around her, especially her mother. She's so good at manipulating her mother and like the boys that are like courting her. She's so good at manipulating them. And it's like horrible and terrible, and I want to hate her, but I can't help loving her for it. So yes, definitely Malta. Also Captain Kennett. I think Captain Kennett is definitely like a Euron Greyjoy type of character. He's really good at manipulating the people around him into like doing things that he wants them to do, even though his motivations don't quite match their motivations for doing it. So yes, both of those characters really great at manipulating other people. And for the house that I added House Arryn, As High as Honor. Name a book that is a bit twisty and messes with your mind. And for that, I'm gonna have to go with Vita Nostra by Marina and Sergei Dyachenkov. I listened to the audiobook earlier this year, and it is so good and definitely kind of like messes with your mind. You're not really sure what's going on like the entire time, and it just like, it's twisty and it makes you think, and it doesn't really make sense, but it's still really good, and I absolutely loved it. So that was a really fun tag. I really enjoyed doing it. If you are excited for the new season of Game of Thrones, then I tag you to do this tag as well. If you do decide to do this tag, comment down below with a link to your video, because I'm really interested in seeing your answers to the questions as well. I hope you guys enjoyed watching. I post videos every Monday, Tuesday, Friday, and Saturday, so consider subscribing. If you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up to support my channel. All social media links are in the description down below. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!